Okay, this is Coach Des here. I'm here to talk about the Titans. This is the Titans offense numbers 2019, and this is the Titans numbers for 2020. Now, in order for the Titans to stay in the number one seed that they finished in 2020, they have got to get better. Now, things are going to look different this year. You're not going to have the same standards. You're not going to have the same information, because you got to understand there was a lot of players that opted out last year. Now they're back to play. So you got a lot of improvement, especially on defense. In order to get you over that hump and to get you to the final dance, we got to work on some things. Now, you cannot keep playing the same way throughout the playoffs that you did as you took each game. Every game is going to be different, and every opponent that you face is not going to want to play the way you play. So you got to change up some things, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so on your offense in 2019, you averaged 5.38 rushing right, but you averaged 6.18 in 2020. So you improved a little bit. Rushing to the left, 4.57 in 2020. Rushing to the left, 5.67 in 2019. So you gained a yard there, or you lost a yard there. Passing to the right, 12.76 in 2019. Passing to the right was 10.53. You dropped a little bit. Passing down the middle, 14.84 in 2020. Passing down the middle was 15.76. Again, you dropped a little bit. In 2019, passing to the left was 12.08. Passing to the left in 2020 was 11.39. Yes, I understand there was different quarterbacks, and I can show you. I know there was different quarterbacks, because sacks. You averaged 1.62 in 2020. Look at this second quarter, 12 sacks. But in 2019, that's how I know it was a different quarterback. 3.56 sacks per game. Not only that, look at the second quarter, 21 sacks. That's a big improvement. Big improvement. Okay, in 2019 for interceptions, it was 0.22. 0.62 in 2020. Fumbles, 0.75 in 2020. 0.81 in 2019. So you held on to the ball. You didn't really throw that many interceptions, but the sacks you cleaned up. And that could be because you had the guard, your left guard, right guard, and your tackles, and they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. So your quarterback knew how to run out of the pocket and do what he needed to do, throw the ball away. That way, hey, like I tell my kids, some yards is better than no yards. Some yards is better than an interception, a sack, or a fumble. Okay, you got a quarterback that knew 21 sacks was worse than 12 sacks. So that is okay. Your offense is okay. But in order to get from, in 2019, you were 9-7 to 2020, you were 11-5. I think the coach might take you, because they are going to focus and they're going to pay attention. You need to try to get a better defense, and I'm going to tell you why. So in 2020, you averaged 30.7 points per game. But in 2019, you averaged 25.1 points per game. So you averaged an extra 5 points per game. Your overall passing average in 2020 was 64.4. But in 2019, I can see that you had a better passing average. But again, that quarterback didn't mind getting hit 21 times either. It was 65.8. So I'd rather have the 64.4 average per passing and 12 sacks versus 65.8 and 21 sacks. So I personally think you did good on offense. But your defense, let's focus on that. That's where you're losing these games. And this is where you're starting to lose the battle at. And this is why y'all can't go to the next level till you get the defense together. Here's your 2019 defense numbers. And here's your 2020 defense numbers. So let's look at what happened, the reason why a lot of things failed for y'all. So rushing right, you gave up 4.64 in 2020. In 2019, it was 3.84. Rushing to the left, you averaged 4.43 yards in 2019, but you averaged 5.12 yards in 2020. So something going on over on that right side. Passing to the right, you gave up 10.74 in 2020 and 11.43 in 2019. About the same. Down the middle, 10.65 in 2020, 11.86 in 2019. Again, about the same. Passing to the left, 10.81 in 2019, 10.84 in 2020. Again, the same. So sacks, you average 1.25 sacks per game in 2020, 2.75 sacks in 2019. That's a big drop. Interceptions, 0.88 in 2019, 1 in 2020. About the same. 0.81 fumbles in 2019, 1 in 2020. Again, your defense is the same. You did not change. You did not improve. You actually gave up more than you should have. So your overall passing average on defense, you allowed them to have a 67.4%. Whereas in 2019, it was a 64.1%. So you averaged 27.4 points to your opponents in 2020. And you, in 2019, it was 20.7. That's a whole touchdown. Okay, so offense improved by 5 points, but defense gave up 7 points. Do you see the difference? How do you expect to win games if you're giving up 7 more points per game from the previous year? Now, maybe you had players that opted out because of the pandemic, so you're going to have a whole complete different team and a new outlook in 2021. I won't know that, but if you did not have any members that opted out, you better look at your corners, your DBs, your linemen, your middle linebackers, and see where you need to improve at, because you're not going to the big dance if your defense keeps playing the way they playing. You're predictable, and I will run all over you, especially in the passing game. With that being said, peace out.